metal-heads.de.
Hello Metalheads, here's the Sound Chaser, and we're in Oberhausen together with Ted and Olavi of Amon Amarth. Thanks for having me. And you released this one, Berserker, half a year ago. And I think you're playing the songs live for a while now. So how do you feel with the record and how are the reactions of the fans? So who wants?
Well, I think the songs that we're playing so far, they worked really well live. And I don't know, I think now it feels like they're already old classic songs, you know. So yeah, all good.
For you too?
Yeah, I mean, already when we recorded the album, we were really happy with the songs, and we knew kind of like which songs we're going to play live or try to play live. And the songs we played so far from this album live has been really, the reaction from the audience has been really good. So I think, yeah, we made a really good album, and you can see it now from the reaction. It's super cool.
Cool. For the show today, I read it online, you can buy tickets for a suite. The 3-course menu, reserved parking lot, and beverage you like. What do you think of this? When I started going to concerts, I would never have imagined that something like that would be happening.
Well, I didn't even know that, so I don't know. But I mean, I don't know. There's obviously different ways to look at it, but you know, I understand that it might be unfair or whatever, yada yada. But I think, I mean, why not? I mean, you know, I'm a kind of comfortable man. Just look at me, you know. So I like to have things, you know, comfortable. And if I could go to a show, if I could see Slayer from a good, you know, location,
you're sitting above.
I just wave for more drinks. Why not? But you know, it is what it is, I guess. And but to me, it was a surprise. I didn't even know we had that kind of tickets, so or the venue had that kind of tickets. Yeah, I had no idea.
I mean, if you would have asked me when I was 20, I would have said like that's not metal at all. You know, metal is supposed to be dirty, underground. But of course, when you get older, like we are, you kind of start enjoying comfort more. So, and I think it's good that you could actually offer, if you want to have like a big audience, like a wide audience, younger people, older people, it's great if you can offer like different kind of tickets, you know, for people. Some people just, they have to be in the pits in front of the stage, and some people, they want to be in the back and just watch it. So I think it's good. It's a good idea, you know. So everybody, there's something for everybody.
Yeah, and I think Ted made a point there that we have to, you know, be realistic about it. When we were kids, you know, in the 80s, that was when metal was new. And we never grow up. We're still metalheads when we're old men. So
but
the older you get, the more comfort you want to have. But I totally understand when you're young and you're energetic and you want to be in the pit, and, you know, but hey, the older you get, the more comfort you want to have.
In fact, one of our crew has bought such a ticket, and I totally can understand. And back hurts and... Okay, but let's come to your supporting bands, Hypocrisy and Arch Enemy. Was it a personal choice of the band, or who picked the bands?
We always pick our bands, and it's been, not always, but at least the last 10 years, I think.
You always have wishes, of course. Yeah. It's not always you can make it happen, but yeah, we always have bands we want to have. You know, we always ask for band, and if it's possible, we get them. And now when we get bigger, it's easier to get bands to come play with you make a great package.
Is there a band you would like Slayer? Or
yeah, we toured with Slayer. We did the one of Slayer's last leg in May in US. But we did not pick them, they picked us. But yeah, that was awesome. And unfortunately, Slayer's over now. But they'll still be around in our minds forever. But yeah, back to bands. Yeah, we always try to pick what we like. We always try to pick what you like. And yeah, but it's not always you get what you want, but at least we try our best. And I think for this one is awesome. I mean, we wanted to tour with Hypocrisy for many years, and Arch Enemy is an amazing band too. So
yeah, looking forward to it. Both cool bands. I think an important thing about Amon Amarth is that you're not only attracting death metal fans or Viking metal fans, whatever that may be, but also I fucking don't know. But also all other types of metal fans. What do you think? What element of your music makes you so attractive? Or is it you personally that so many women are coming to the show?
Yeah, it's definitely the women. No, I think, I mean, obviously we're not like, what you call death metal in that sense. We've always been very melodic, and we, the way I see it, we are kind of like a traditional metal band, but obviously we tune heavier than normally, so we are kind of tuned towards death metal. And we have harsh vocals, which is kind of like death metal-ish. But the style we're riffing has, it's not, typical death metal. It's more like traditional heavy metal, I would say. And I think, and I hope that we have lots of good hooks in our songs. Then, we have cool lyrics that, people can sing along to, even though it's harsh vocals. And I think, I think it's all that. I hope, at least. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, I agree with all that, but I think the melodies is like that's our strongest part. The melody that people kind of get hooked to, and also I think it helps that we have an image, we have a show. Like people come to see us, like it's because it's a happening, more like it's fun, it's good music, and like it's all that combined is. So it attracts a lot of people, like a wider audience.
Okay, I have to turn my page for the questions. Yeah. Let's go back in time. First time I saw Amon Amarth was when you were supporting the Muborgia. Must have been the time with Odin on our side, and I think it's... Yeah. It was in Cologne. Looking back, could you have imagined where you today?
No, I don't think so. I mean, even though we were on a rise then, I remember, and I think, to be honest, I think in Germany we were past Dimi on that tour. But no, we could never imagine that we will be here today and playing a big venue like this. And I think we can just look back 4 years. We would never thought we would play here. So. Yeah, it's been an amazing ride, and obviously that's all thanks to our loyal fans that show up, and that's really cool. But yeah, you can't really, you can't foresee what's gonna happen, and seriously, a fucking, us doing this now at this level is, kind of crazy. You have to pinch yourself and see that it's actually
yeah. I grew up in the 80s too, and when I go back in that time and someone would have told me, hey, few years later, okay, decades later, death metal bands or hard metal bands are playing arenas like that, I would have told them, hey, you're fucking nuts. That would never happen. When you remember the time, can you still believe where metal is today?
No, I mean it's kind of crazy, especially the genre we were playing, like death metal, because when we started out it was like small. We were playing youth clubs back in Stockholm, and like you say, we always you aim high, but you aim way further than you believe you're gonna like come to. But yeah, it's for each step we reach, you're like surprised, and then you set a new goal, and then you reach that one too, and then you get surprised again. So our career has been full of surprises so far. But
is metal mainstream nowadays?
What?
Is metal mainstream nowadays? Even harsh metal like you play?
Yeah, but I think probably harsh metal is more mainstream, I would say. Because I think like traditional heavy metal has always been very big, at least in Sweden. I mean, but of course, I think metal is way bigger now than it was when we were kids. I mean, if you look at like Iron Maiden, when we were kids, they played and hockey plays that took 7,500 people, and nowadays Iron Maiden, they do a show in Stockholm, they will play for 50,000. So obviously the whole metal scene got bigger. But like I said, in the 80s, metal was new. There was not old people listening to metal. It was only the youth. But since time, the youth may grow up and become old men, but they still like to go to the shows. But they also came in a lot of new. So I think that it's a natural progress why metal became bigger. It's not rocket science. I mean,
but at the same time, it's kind of fascinating because in Sweden, it's not very much of our style of music, death metal, that's actually on radio, for example, and it's not very much. There's no MTV anymore with Headbangers Ball or things like that. So actually, it's yeah, exactly, good memories. So, but it's still growing, you know, and it's alive. It's wealthy. Like it's really doing well, and that's kind of cool, you know, that it's continued to grow even without support from a lot of the main media stuff. At least in Sweden, that's the case. You know, we have a few rock channels on radio, but not really anything in the main channels. So that's I think that's really cool. It shows the strength of the music style.
Okay, but as you said, we are all growing older, and you're over 30 now. And tour life can be hard sometimes. And do you something to stay fit and healthy on the road? Drink tea, doing sports, or is it still partying like in the 80s?
I can't really claim to be fit, but yeah, I mean, obviously we don't really, can't really party. But, who the fuck can party, 5 days or 7 days a week in our age? But I mean, you have to find, obviously the way we're touring now is very convenient. We have a lot of crew. We have great buses and, so it's very easy for us. I would say I'm not going to complain at all. I mean, we only have to show up for the show and make sure that the show is going to be great, and then the rest of the day we can pretty much do whatever we want to do. So I think we all have different hobbies. What we do. I mean, some of us go to gym, other people do whatever they do, and I think it's important to have something that you can get away, so you're not stuck in the venue the whole day.
You're on the road for a few years now. I think you remember the time without internet, and
oh yeah,
was it better then, or is it more convenient today?
It's way more convenient today, of course. I mean, but on the other, I don't think it was fun back in the days too. You had to do other stuff, but back then you would come to a venue in a new city, and there was no phone with a map or anything, so you would just go randomly in one direction and hope that you would find something fun. Nowadays, you take up your phone and you check, there's a store over here, or there's something fun over there. So today's a little bit cheating, today's very easy. And back in the days, you had to go, like if you were in America, you had to go to one of those coin phones to make a phone call home. You could maybe make one phone call a week, and now I could make video calls back home whenever I want. So it's way more convenient today, for sure.
Okay. Beside the music, you're ambassadors for Underberg. Mr. Underberg is standing right over there. What can you tell us about this and how it happened?
Well, actually, it's a pretty long story. But what happened was that we got stuck in an airport many years ago, and I think our flight was cancelled or whatever, and the guys from Tiamat, they were on the same flight, so we ended up in a bar, and then Tiamat guys, bought in a bunch of Underberg, and we were like, oh, all right, cool, why not? And then they showed us the way to drink it, and there's a certain routine how to do it. And after that, we got hooked. And then we started to drink Underberg on all our tours. And then I think we had, there was one guy from Metal Hammer, I think. He was following the tour and doing a tour report. And then he saw us drinking Underberg all the time. So he was like, oh, that's so cool that you do this. We're like, yeah. And then he actually called Underberg and made an arrangement that, because we were such a fans of Underberg, so we could come to Underberg, to their main quarters and meet them. And we got there, and since then we've been ambassadors. And we've been hooked since then.
And it's healthy. Lot of herbs.
It was a very surreal day. You know, we didn't know what to expect coming there to the main office, you know, early in the morning, but we were treated very well. We had breakfast there and even lunch, and we got tour of the whole venue. It was very nice. You know, everything was so cool. You know, it was an experience for life. You know, so that was a fantastic day.
Yep. And today they're here and bringing thousands and thousands bottles of your favorite drink to your fans. Will there be more in the future? Perhaps a special Amon Amarth Underberg edition or something like that?
Well, it's not really up to us. We will totally be into that, and I think that's more a question for the Underberg.
Later, our chief editor will do an interview with Mr. Underberg, so perhaps.
Yeah.
We send that question to the next level.
Okay, I think the time is up, and thank you a lot. Looking forward to the show, and yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks, metalheads.